Ezio's target, Carlo Grimaldi.
You really are the devil. Wait! I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. I'll give you anything you want. Name your
I make this sacrifice for the greater good. Requiescat in pace.
So you're surrounded. Let's use a smoke bomb. Just another example of the diversity of tools you will have at your disposal. Thank you. Thank you. So this was the AC2E3 demo. I hope you enjoyed it. But I must inform you, the game is massive in scope. This is just a short sample. You'll have the opportunity to experience it at its fullest really soon. Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Bloodline on the PSP will be on the store shelf this holiday. Thank you, and have a great E3.
Thanks very much, Sebastian and Patrice. Clearly, the interoperability between the PS3 and the PSP is a key component to franchise extension. It truly differentiates the PlayStation, and we're glad to see Ubisoft incorporating that into Assassin's Creed franchises across PSP and PS3. Now, if there's ever been a franchise that has more consistently raised the bar with every single new fantasy, it's the dream workers at Square Enix that have brought us more than a dozen different versions of the Final Fantasy epic. You all know Final Fantasy XIII will be coming to PlayStation 3 in the spring, and I'd like to show you a video they've prepared to whet your appetite.
The whole world was against us. With us dead, everyone was sure that things would go back. Back to the way they were before.
Look at that. Just what we were looking for.
Yeah. Right in there.
Pulse File C, huh?
Cocoon is caught in the grip of a pulse-born terror. These pulseless sea threaten our very way of life. They must be eliminated. Over and out.
No! Give me that! We got her?
We got one of them.
Do be careful with those. For every task, there's a perfect tool.
Time to jump.
Hey, hang on!
What are you doing?
So what are you afraid of, huh? You're supposed to be the hero.
Just say it! Any Lassie. Anyone who might even become one. They all ought to be wiped off Cocoon.
The only way of completing the focus to take out the Pulseless Sea ends with us dead.
The whole world's out to get us. I can barely keep myself alive, let alone some kid.
Just leave the rescue to me.
What's wrong with you? You want to help on the sea? They're the enemy.
As far as Fal'Cie are concerned, humans are tools. I'm not gonna die for one of them.
So, what do we do?
Destroy it.
Where you going?
Date with the Fal'Cie.
What? You gonna ask it for help? I'm not just gonna stand here and wait around.
What? Lightning.
PlayStation.
We're very excited about Final Fantasy XIII, but Square Enix isn't stopping there. They're also hard at work on the title that comes after that. And I'm proud to introduce and show the first footage anywhere of Final Fantasy XIV. And PlayStation 3 will be the only console you'll be able to play Final Fantasy XIV on when it launches in 2010.
PlayStation.
Thank you. So there's one that didn't leak out, huh? We've shown you titles for hardcore gamers, teen and tween girls, and everything in between, on all three platforms. We're not just here to talk about what's coming this holiday season, but what's going to keep everyone excited for the next few years. Motion-controlled gaming has been a phenomenon that's been attracting a great deal of consumers the last few years. And we know a little something about this space as we introduce the first true motion controller back on the PlayStation 2 with EyeToy. Shortly after the launch of PS3, we introduced the next-generation camera that was designed for both gaming and video conferencing via PlayStation Network. This technology will continue to grow in many ways. We're working to create an experience that is much closer to real life than anything you've ever seen. I'd like to invite Dr. Richard Marks and Anthony Mikhailov, creative forces behind the PlayStation Motion Controller, to help show you a bit of what I'm talking about.
Thanks, Jack. It's been a few years since I was up here on the stage at E3, showing you the first true motion controller, the PlayStation 2 EyeToy. As an engineer, I'm very excited about the technology we're going to show off today. It far surpasses anything you can get on the market now. We've been hard at work on this interface technology for a few years, and our goal is to add to the PS3's interactive capabilities. We want to enable a completely new set of experiences for PlayStation 3. So, what I have in my hand here is a prototype of a new controller. Its final look will change, so I want to stress this is an engineering prototype. But it has a variety of buttons and internal motion sensors, but its most distinctive and cool feature is the glowing sphere on the end that the PlayStation Eye can track. Imagine you're playing an RPG game. You choose Fireball spell, the color in your hand changes, and then you throw to cast your spell. But rather than listening to me just talk about it, let's get started showing you some tech demos of what this thing can do. We're not going to show any video at all. Everything you're going to see is live technology demonstration. Anton's going to demo, and I'm going to explain what's happening on screen.
Hey, guys.
So actually, I want to point out, on the sides up here, you can see video from different angles of Anton as he plays. So this first demo, what we have is like a virtual television set with a PlayStation Eye, just like we have set up here on stage. So you can see when Anton moves the controller here, the controller moves one-to-one just as he moves. In order to let you see this better, Anton, if you can turn on the video on the television there, we're putting the PlayStation Eye's video on this virtual TV. So you can see as Anton moves, it moves exactly as he moves. This is true one-to-one tracking. This is the first time you've ever been able to do this. And we can show this better than anyone else because we have the video from the PlayStation Eye. That racket is actually in the virtual world. It's in Anton's hand.
It's still hard.
So, of course...
No way.
So sports are kind of a no-brainer, but you could hold anything in your hand. I do want to point out, notice how fast it's tracking his motions.
All right, let's try this. Yes.
Weapons are always good.
Especially large ones.
So my son loves this demo, actually. You can imagine if he could be Ratchet and he could hold Ratchet's weapons in his hand while he plays. He would die for that. Okay, we have a flashlight now. Notice we have true 3D pointing. He can move around and point from any position or angle here. Okay, the flashlight's pretty cool, but do you have anything with a little more firepower, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
A foam dart. Nice shot, though.
All right,
more firepower. Now we're talking. Gold Desert Eagle. So, of course, the PlayStation, this new controller and motion control in general, people have thought are more of a casual experience. And we expect very great casual experiences. But we also want to enable some more gamers games. We think that'll be a great use of this controller, too. So if you want to switch to first-person shooter mode, Anton can actually move around the room and point and shoot things.
My hands weren't so jittery I could actually hit something.
We learned from iToy that buttons are needed for some experiences. There's some experiences you can do without them, but some experiences there's just no other way to do.
There's really no other way to do this without a trigger. It just wouldn't feel right.
Okay, so let's see anything else?
I think we got one more thing. This is always difficult. Oh, yeah.
So you can imagine the kind of special effects we could overlay with the video and the graphics.